I'm back with another part of the Ogre Kingdom series in Warhammer 3, and last time we managed to take another settlement from the Border Princes and we have them trapped exactly where we want them. Our Ogre Hunter has been putting in the overtime and he has been battering their army. We're not giving them an opportunity to heal and they're stuck deep in our land. The plan will be to eliminate this army here and then we'll march south and take their remaining territory. They don't seem to have any other armies as far as I'm aware. It's just Helmut von Hassel down here and he doesn't exactly have a very large army. So we're going to end our turn and we're going to see what the Border Princes do. He may attack one of our settlements, but I'm hoping the garrisons inside these settlements will be able to hold back his forces. They dare send another diplomat into my kingdom? Did we not warn them last time that I would eat the next one that shows up? I guess this is their final attempt to try and save their lives. They're trying everything here. They're willing to pay me 1,200. We could counter it to see how much they have in total. And their economy is very weak. Well, my friend, I'm afraid you have nothing to offer us. Only death. So after we refused another one of their peace treaties, they've moved further into my land. I don't exactly know what he's up to. He still can't heal in his current state. We're going to attempt to assault him further. And another success. Surely at this point, my friend, you just give up. Surely there's not anything you can do. We do have this Ogre camp on the right, which we should probably recruit additional troops into, because if he makes his way even further right, he may launch an attack on them. We should also probably look into getting another Ogre Lord to lead his own army. It won't be as big as our main army because we don't have the funds at the moment, but we probably should have another one that can roam the right side of our territory, just in case we get attacked from behind. If someone on the right declares war on us, we don't really have any defenses in this side of the map. We'd be relying entirely on our garrisons. I'm not too sure if we can have any more trade agreements with anyone. Oh, hold on a minute. Imperial Wardens. I don't think we've met you before, but they are willing to trade. We can balance the offer so they'll pay us 600 gold and the trade agreement. And the trade agreement guarantees us 235 a turn. I think it'll be foolish of us not to accept this offer. The Border Princes have done what I feared. They have marched all the way to the right and have attacked our camp. We didn't have enough time to recruit additional soldiers. We only have some Nobblers, some basic Ogre Bulls, and some Saber Tusks. The enemy are heavily damaged, which might be in our favour, but there's still a lot of them. If we were to auto-resolve, we would have high casualties, which isn't good enough, so we're going to go onto the battlefield and fight it ourselves. The enemy have split their forces on two sides of our camp. As we are in a camp, we do get the opportunity to put some siege defenses. If we can get some towers, that might assist us in our defense. We'll get some cannon towers. Never mind, a single cannon tower would use all of our supplies, which probably isn't a wise decision. Instead, we're going to utilize some barricades. Actually, scrap the barricade. We're going to have a cannon tower and I'm going to place it in the middle. I'm also going to put my entire army in the middle and basically we're going to react to what the enemy does. Depending on where the enemy goes, depends on how I'll set up my defenses. I can't really plan at the moment. We could form like blockades and stuff like that, but with the troops we have, we're better attacking the enemy than we are actually sitting back and defending. The cavalry is going around the left side in an attempt to flank us, so I think I'm going to send the Saber Tusks onto them. They are missile cavalry, but if the Saber Tusks can get to them in time, we can cut off their flank and make it useless. As for the infantry approaching behind, I'm not too sure what the best strategy will be. We have the cannon tower that is now open firing. We do have the leader, but he has no abilities. He's not exactly a very good leader, I won't lie. The cavalry is making their way around the far right, which I wasn't really expecting, to be honest with you. The missile infantry is actually shooting up and over the wall, which isn't great. The saber tusks are about to attack the cavalry. The cavalry will probably attempt to flee from our attack. I think we'll send the ogre bulls over on the left to charge these enemies here. Meanwhile, our leader and the nobblers will hold back the ones on the right. Their sole purpose is to just delay the enemy long enough that the rest of the forces can flank. Our saber tusks are under attack. Meanwhile, the other set of saber tusks have now rampaged. The ogre bulls are now engaging in close combat. The one set of saber tusks was not able to escape, and they have both now gone mad. This is not ideal. I think I'm going to tell my leader to charge their leader in an attempt to eliminate him early and lower their morale. Meanwhile, the nobblers will just attack and hold back the enemy forces for now. The ogre bulls are doing their best to defeat the enemy infantry on the left. Some of the saber tusks have stopped rampaging, so they will chase the muskets. This battle's a little intense, and we knew we were going to suffer heavy casualties. The cannon tower in the middle is still firing on the enemy. Maybe we can tell it to target someone. I'm not too sure. I don't think you can. We do have additional supplies. I probably shouldn't have done that. I didn't realize it was going to take time to build a new tower. The nobblers are actually holding well on the right. Meanwhile, the ogre bulls on the left are getting a bit battered. The saber tusks have done a pretty decent job on the enemy. And the leaders are now dueling one-on-one. But our leader has the upper hand. When you're an ogre like this against a simple man on a horse... I mean, he's even on a horse, and he's about half the size of my leader. But the enemy leader is now retreating, which is great. The nobblers are actually winning. Fair play to the lads. The ogre bulls have lost the battle, though. We now need to somehow eliminate this group of enemies here. They're going to prove to be a bit of a problem. Especially since we no longer have any infantry to deal with them. We have some ogre bulls that have rallied. If they group up with the leader, maybe we can do some damage. Maybe the leader can give them a bit of a morale boost. Come on, nobblers. You've got this, lads. I was about to say big plays from the knobs. Right, the ogre bulls. Oh no, that's not the ogre bulls. Where? Oh, my ogre bulls are actually on the front lines fighting. I thought they had retreated again for a moment. The enemy are making a run for the middle. We probably should run and stop them. We don't want them to capture the central point because it will cause us a lot of trouble. So we need to get there as soon as we can. Come on, lads, get a move on. The central point cannot fall. The enemy leader is dead, and the rest have surrendered. It was a long and brutal fight, many deaths on both sides of the battlefield, but we have come out the victor. Hold on, we only lost 100 soldiers? I suppose when you are playing as the ogres and a unit has like 24 ogres in it, it does make it look like you've lost a lot more men than you actually have. Sadly, the enemy leader is still alive though. Well, the leader's not alive. They've recruited a brand new leader, but the army itself hasn't been destroyed yet. We can use the Ogre Hunter to keep weakening him. I'm not too sure if it's necessary anymore. And we failed anyway. Now that this army's been defeated, we should probably focus on the south again. Scrag is ready to march, but the garrison hasn't recovered. So if we were to march right now, we would be leaving the settlement undefended. And with the relations as well, the public relation would start rapidly falling. But maybe we just go for it anyway. If we launch the attack now to crush the enemy, we can just get rid of them. And then we can worry about the public relations once we're done. I think that's what we'll do. Rather than waste any more time hiding away in a settlement, we will launch an attack on the enemy's capital. The Border Prince's scouts must have informed the enemy of our movement. The enemy army that was in our territory is now sprinting back as fast as it can. Maybe they're going to attempt to retake this settlement with a weak garrison, but with an army of that size, I think we'll be fine. Although that being said, the garrison doesn't have a leader, and without a leader, the men's morale can crumble quickly. We'll use the Ogre Hunter to keep doing as much damage as we can. Another failure? 2 failures in a row? We haven't seen that since the early stages. I previously mentioned we want to start a second army, and I think I found the perfect guy. We have Grendel Bellyshaker. The only reason I've chosen him is because he has a buff known as Big Daddy. He is a Death Slaughter Master, so I mean, it sounds perfect. It sounds like he fits the role. He can recruit a special unit into his army, one of the regiments of renown. It's Bogglers of the Mad Marshes. They're a special missile infantry. They kinda look a little cool, so we will recruit them. And now we're gonna need to get some Ogre Bulls in order to bulk out the army, I think. And now that we have dealt with that side of the map, it is time for Scrag to launch his attack. I don't know where Helmut von Hassel has gone. There he is. He's in the bottom left and he's actually recruiting a larger army, so he is someone we need to watch. Meanwhile, we have this settlement to focus on right now. The enemy defenders are actually a higher quality than the ones we dealt with last time. If we were to auto-resolve, we would have medium casualties, but we're just going to go into battle instead. So I have decided to split the army in two, and here's going to be the strategy. We're going to wait for the first Stone Shaker, which will drop on a wall and break our way in. Then, once we've got the second Stone Shaker, we'll make another hole on the right side, which this side of the army will breach. And then, once we're inside on both sides, whichever side falls first, we'll then assist the other one. We should have positioned ourselves as well, so the enemy can't really fire at us. The towers should be out of view. It's just a matter of time. We just need to wait for the Stone Shakers to be ready. And Stone Shaker 1 has been dropped. And the enemy wall has collapsed. It is time to drop the second Stone Shaker. I'm not too sure what happens if you drop her on top of a gate. We'll have to see. And it breaches the gate, but it didn't really kill the men on top. I was hoping it was going to kill them all. The Ogre Bulls on the right are on the move. And the Ogre Bulls on the left shall soon be joining them. We're probably not going to need the Nobblers for this battle. But I suppose we'll bring them along anyway. Maybe Scrag can no, never mind. I was hoping maybe he could cast the Fist of God on the enemy wall. But it doesn't look like you can. If the enemy halberds hold position there, Scrag will drop a fist on them, which will hopefully deal pretty decent damage. Please don't move. They're on the move. Damn it. Although the swordsmen have taken their spot. Oh no, they're also halberdiers. Not bad. Not bad. We'll lower the morale of the leader. We'll tell half the Ogre Bulls to charge. And then I suppose we'll also tell the other half to charge. But maybe they'll charge it like on the left so it looks like we're slightly flanking the enemy. The rest of the men should probably come inside. We now need to quickly jump over to this side of the battlefield and see what's going on here. We do have one more stone shaker, which I might just drop here. It looks like a prime position. There we go. And I think it's time to bring the nobblers inside. How can Scrag be of use here then? Do we drop another fist on top of the enemy? Maybe position it there and that should kill the remainder of them. Boom. I can't lie, lads. That fist is an entertaining ability. But the left side has been... Well, no, this is the right side. The right side has been completely breached. We have cleared all the enemies over here. The left side looks like we're a little stuck at the moment. We need to try and get inside, but the enemy are holding us back. But we will have the dismember skills shortly, so maybe we'll use that on the halberds to like weaken them further. Is it even worth trying to smash this barricade, or is it just going to take too long? Oh, never mind. We have defeated the enemy. We only suffered 26 losses. And Scrag, with the 2 fists of God, only killed 10 enemies. I suppose maybe he didn't kill them. They were just crippled with like broken bones in every part of their body, but still alive. Something I've noticed now that we've taken the second capital from the Border Princes is that the amount of buildings inside the town has gone to 4. I'm pretty sure before we launched our attack there was 8 buildings. So maybe it's an ogre camp sort of thing. Like an ogre kingdom can only have 4 buildings in a single city. We're not allowed to have the full like 8. Maybe that makes us too overpowered. I'm not entirely sure, but I am pretty sure that there were 8 buildings here when the Border Princes owned it. Then again, do the ogres even have 8 buildings? The Border Prince's army that was in my land has marched even further south and they are now just outside my settlement. We told the ogre hunter to pursue them and this time he successfully assaulted them. They're a pretty weak army now, they really can't do much. They're not going to launch an attack on there, and if they do, it should backfire massively. As for the south, Helmut von Hassel is still recruiting additional soldiers in his army, so I'm not too sure what we should do. We can march on this settlement, and it's fairly empty, so we can destroy it really quick. But there's no garrison here, because they're all recovering from the battle, so I'm not too sure what to do. Do we risk moving over, but then Helmut von Hassel making his move? Or should we wait for the time being and then launch our attack? I think the play might be a fast one. If we just launch a quick attack on them, catch them off guard, maybe they won't have time to react. The casualties will be low and it's an army that we've dealt with before, so I think we're just going to auto-resolve this one. I don't think we really need to care about this fight. 216 losses, man. Majority of them being nobblers. If I was leading that battle, I would have protected my fellow nobblers. I don't know if the Border Princes were prepared for us to pull a quick one like that on them, but we're now going to end our turn and see how they respond. Helmut von Hassel may march, or he may continue to muster some troops. As for this guy, as I said before, I'm not worried about him. Leonardo, I don't think I've ever heard of you, my friend, but you're willing to trade? Someone has gone out of their way to propose a trade deal? If we take the money off the table and then balance it, we can demand an extra 100 gold. Will they accept? And they have. Pleasure doing business with you, my friend. So that seems to be the strategy, eh? Helmut von Hassel has made his move. He has decided to set sail, and I assume he's targeting this settlement here. But we can just run on over and put a stop to that. As for the other army, they're not able to assault the settlement, so instead they're resorting to raiding me. I guess we'll end turn again and see what he does. Now I'm at a complete loss as to what they're up to. The one army has somehow managed to cross the river without attacking the settlement.
The hunt's failed.
Meanwhile, the other army has sailed across the river for some sort of wasteland, where they're now suffering attrition due to corruption. What was the strategy, my friend? This army is no longer led by Helmut von Hassel, so I don't know what happened to him, but I really don't know what the Border Princes are up to. I guess we will end our turn once more just to see what he's up to. But if he doesn't do much soon, I might tell the Ogre Hunter to stop bullying this guy and instead run and assault the settlement, weaken the garrison here, and then Scrag can just walk in freely and take the last Border Prince territory. I'm sorry, pal. You know what my answer is at this point. The enemy army is going to attempt to move north. I wonder if they're going to try and flank behind us, maybe? But I don't think it's going to pay off for them, to be honest with you. And I think we should probably make a move for their settlement. We won't have to worry about this army. And the quicker we can take their last city, the better. I was going to send the Ogre Hunter down here, but by the time he arrives, it's going to take about 3 turns before he's of any use, and I don't want to delay the attack by that much. Instead, maybe he can keep an eye on this guy and put a stop to wherever he's up to. If he crosses back over now that we've left the city wide open, we need to be ready. The enemy have decided to sail back across now that we've left the cities wide open for attack. I thought they may, that's why I got the Ogre Hunter ready, but we will attempt to assault the enemy. We could assassinate their Witch Hunter, but with a 48% chance of success, it's probably not worth it. Instead, we'll assault the main army with an 80% chance of success. Okay. Even with an 80% we fail. Not good. What we will do though, we will launch the attack quickly and we'll just auto-resolve it for now. By occupying the last Border Prince settlement, we can now focus on defeating the enemy. They're slowly going to die because they have no territory and no way of like feeding and supporting their men. But we need to be careful because they are going to launch an attack on us. I have no idea who this guy is, but he has randomly shown up on my land. He did launch an attack on the Border Princes, I think, and that's all that's left of their army. This one combined with the other one in my land. I think this officially means the Border Princes are done for. They're not really going to accomplish anything with those two armies. Even my garrisons can probably take them down. But that's all we have time for today. The Border Princes have pretty much been defeated. The question is, what should our next move be? Where do we go from here? I don't know if it's best to go north, east, south, west, who knows. Maybe we wait until someone declares war, but we are ogres and I feel like we should be the attackers. Maybe we'll fight some dwarves, maybe we'll even look at some of these bounties. But I guess that's going to be a problem for another day. So until next time, see ya.